Hello, people of the internet. I am James Phoenix, and this is the Final Countdown, the monthly show where we count down the top 5 of whatever I feel like counting down that month.
Time to sing the song. The night begins to shine. Different song.
I think that's a different song. Anyway, with me is Chriz the Mole and Anastasia Lazerbeam. As you do.
Can you guess which one's which?
Ooh, spoilers. Why did I say spoilers? That didn't make any sense in that situation. Oh, no, it really didn't. Anyway, we are here to count down the top 5 heroes gone bad. These are heroes who started as heroes and at some point in their lives turned evil.
Yep, and they had to have been evil beforehand in terms of we had to have seen them as a hero at some point.
Yeah. We had to at least see them as a hero, and then they turned evil. They didn't have to stay evil, even be evil for a long time, just as long as they were a hero.
Also, one of any the same character.
Yeah.
The whole list can't be Knuckles. Sorry, he's been tricked a lot of times into thinking Sonic wants to touch his emerald. Pew's played Sonic. Pew knows. How many times has Knuckles been tricked into attacking Sonic to protect his emerald?
Enough that it should be on TV tropes.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot. And it's always by Eggman just saying, "Sonic's gonna steal your emerald." What? I must get it. After the second time, you're like, "Stop trying to punch him in the face."
You would have, should have gotten it by now.
All right.
So let's go ahead and start off as usual on the left with Stacy at number 5.
Okay, number 5 for me is Jason Todd. You know?
Good choice.
Yeah. So there's a few I was considering, but I was like, you know what? I could go with him because you almost feel super awful for him for multiple reasons, and you can understand why you'd want to turn evil after that. I'm not saying being evil is right, but yeah, I like people who you can kind of sort of understand why they're being evil. Those are my favorite people.
I'm gonna make the case. I didn't feel sorry for him. I was one of the people that voted to kill him.
I said some people could feel sorry, not all people.
Yeah. They literally asked the comic fans what should be his fate, and they were like, "Kill him, wipe him out, all of him."
Yeah.
But when he came back, that is a great backstory, though. To be fair, when he came back, it is cool what they did when they turned him into the Red Hood and stuff.
Yeah. So that was my vote, Jason Todd.
All right. Special item note, if anybody gets the opportunity, I encourage people to play the Red Hood DLC from Arkham Knight because there's no tanks and it's really cool.
I do not encourage anyone to pick up Arkham Knight at all.
Ever.
Fair.
That's evil to ask people to do that. So my number 5's James for this podcast.
There you go.
He has to be proven good. Was he ever really good? Was he always just a side guy that kind of toyed the line between evil?
He was sort of good in a non-playable character kind of way.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
He just pops up to a quest over and over. But my number 5, Stefan Salvatore.
Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that.
He was so good in season 1 and 2, ridiculously good. He was
the best.
He was so nice as a vampire. He only hunted bunnies, and he wouldn't. Which I know Jim's gonna say that doesn't make you a good guy, but he only hunted bunnies as opposed to humans because he needed to eat to live. Or he only and he wouldn't eat human blood because when he does, he goes too crazy. And when he goes full Ripper from season 3 onwards, when they sort of turn him, obviously he comes back, but when he turn him, he's fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
When he drinks, he can't control himself. And at one point, he rips a woman apart into tiny little pieces, then sticks her back together like a jigsaw, leaves her on the couch and leaves. That's how fucked up he is. He kills Damon's girlfriend just to tell him, "Stay away from me." Which is worse because he tells him, "Stay away from me," and then does it. He's evil as Stefan is full Ripper when he's got basically he turned his humanity switch off. He's fucking evil. But like I said, yeah, like Pew said, he's the nicest guy in season 1 and 2. Like, he's
He's like
ridiculously nice.
Superman.
Yeah, like they said, which says it all. When even the actor said one of the reasons they did this is when the actor felt he was too nice that people wouldn't root for him because he was just really ridiculously nice. Like he had a diary he wrote down, and he was just all about feelings and always doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then to stop a villain, he decides to become a better villain, and it's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my number 5. Over to
All right.
Jim.
Alrighty. So, I know I said before there wasn't, but I made an amendment because you brought it up, and that was a good point before the show. So, my number 5, I went with a wrestling one, and I went with Jericho. Because of course I did. It's me.
Business suit.
Yeah, Business Suit Jericho. You can take your pick on his many heel turns, but I particularly like the one where he came back and it was, oh, Jericho's back and he's a face, and then he didn't talk for like weeks. And then he finally talked. He was like, no, I fucking hate you all. And I'm like, ah.
That wasn't Business Suit Jericho, really.
I know, I just grabbed that picture because I liked it. But
Yeah,
Business Suit Jericho was also really good. I think
Business Suit Jericho I loved when basically he's interviewing HBK and he's like, whatever you do, people love you. And then just puts his head through a TV and then starts talking like Jericho doesn't, wears suits, takes away everything that's Jericho, and makes himself a ridiculously cold-hearted guy. And I loved that Jericho.
Yeah, that is peak Jericho as Business Suit Jericho.
That's the peak heel Jericho in my opinion.
That's definitely the good heel Jericho. I get them mixed up in my head because he's done so many turns.
He has. Still has on his Big Show.
That's true. Or Kane for that matter.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Business Suit Jericho was, I think, peak heel Jericho, and he was just so good in that role. And it's really, really enjoyable heel turn, and I think that was well done. All right. Stacy, number 4.
Number 4 is Sinestro. Yeah. Remember when he was a good guy? For that small, brief window? And he was a good guy in a movie? Yeah, he was a cool guy. And also, he was cool in when he was a White Lantern for like a second. And then it didn't work out. He's always cool. Even when he's being villain, he's cool. But yeah. I'd like to see more stuff with him where he can work alongside people.
Yep.
Maybe not necessarily good, but
Yeah, well.
For mutual interests.
That makes sense. I know that. Mole, number 4.
My number 4 is going to be arguably debatable amongst people.
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker. I like Anakin. He's the last good main hero of Star Wars. Because fuck the new shit. But I liked Anakin. Yeah, okay, he's a kind of whiny in episode 2, but I argue in episode 2 he's meant to be a teenager. Like episode 1, he's a little kid, so you can and yeah, he's going whippy and stuff. Episode 2, he's kind of a teenager. Clone Wars, he's fucking fantastic, and in episode 3, he's great. I liked Anakin as a character. He's a cool Jedi where he's doing stuff like jumping out the plane episode, or the what do you call it, the speeder in episode 2. He's like, just goes down, and Obi-Wan's like, oh god, when he does it, you're like, it's so fucking cool. He just does some cool shit. I like Anakin. So Anakin, and yes, that is totally him evil.
It is.
When he goes evil and becomes Darth Vader, which I argue when he goes evil, he's fucking one of the best villains ever. Admittedly, he was a villain before he was the good guy in terms of our world, but the prequels do make him a good guy, and I like him in the prequel stuff.
Yes.
That's fair. All right. Over to me. Come on. Open up phone. There we go. All right. And I apologize because I know Stacy might have this one too. But number 4, I went with Riku.
Oh, I didn't even think of him.
Riku,
no one thinks of him.
Yeah. I
Fangirls think of him. That's about it.
That's true.
Hi, Simon.
Yes. But yes, I want to. Speaking of Simon, by the way, unrelated note, did you see they released a new Funko Pop of him?
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, I went with Riku because that was one of the first big surprises of Kingdom Hearts. Is like, yeah, first you're like, okay, Riku and I are both on an adventure. We're trying to find Kairi. We're eventually going to reunite, and then as the time goes on, Riku is just steadily more and more heel turning as he's giving into the darkness and willing to accept the darkness to do what he believes to be right, which is find Kairi. But in fact, he's just being used by Ansem or Ansem's Heartless or whatever the fuck that dude is.
I would make the case that was surprising to you.
I was gonna say it's not a surprise. You mean this dickhead in the very beginning that holds out his arm and he's about to catch you, but he doesn't because he doesn't put any effort and just
The guy who's literally drawn like a teenage Sephiroth
That's true.
in a Final Fantasy game. You're surprised he went evil? He's drawn like all the other villains? Really?
the guy who always seems to create problems where there are none.
I'd like
Yeah.
being surprised in watching a Disney movie at the guy with a hideous face when the darkness goes on him, sitting in the corner going like this, turns out to be a villain.
True. But anyway, I thought it was a really good turn nonetheless. They steadily built him up as like he was being corrupted by the darkness over time. Like he went to the darkness with a good intention in mind. Like he wanted to find Kairi and save her, and it just kind of corrupted him. And I think they did a really good job with that. And the fact that Riku has been battling with that darkness ever since he sort of face turned back, and has had to come to realization that he will always have to deal with that darkness within him. It will never totally be gone. And I think that it really led to a great story arc for him that started off with a cool heel turn.
Nice.
All right.
All
Stacey, number 3.
So my number 3 is Mo already said it. Anakin. How did nobody choose? How did Baron not choose Anakin yet? I thought we were all gonna have Anakin around the same time.
Probably gonna be number 1.
I don't have Anakin on my list. I like Star Wars, but I have other stuff.
All right. I mean, like that's kind of the ultimate one, though. I feel like
Pretty much, yeah.
It's got to be somewhere there. Cause like, what? This little boy will eventually be super mega evil. But
That's not a surprise either. It's as surprising as Riku, considering 4, 5, and 6 came out before.
I mean, it was never a surprise, but you know, still,
I mean, even in Phantom Menace, the kid's shadow was Darth Vader. Come on.
I know that. I was joking, but anyway.
He was nice to Jar Jar. That should tell you all you need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. So he was next on my list.
Nice.
All right, cool. Mole, number 3.
Yep, and it's nice with Anakin as well that he literally gave Obi-Wan the lightsaber to give to his son, as we saw in episode 4. Obi-Wan didn't cut off his arms and legs, leave him to die, pick it up like he was fucking mugging the bastard, and then give it to his son. Like, oh no, your dad always wants you to have this. Trust me. He was totally telling me, give this to my son, not, oh God, my legs, as he was dying. My number 3 is my only comic. Well, it is number 3, yeah. My number 3 is my only comic book one. Technically, maybe 2 if you include the next one, but it's a manga. But Superboy Prime. The first issue we saw, his first arc we saw him in one of the Crisis ones. He was a good guy and the hero of that world. Then when we see him in next time when he comes up and he's been corrupted to turn evil, holy fuck does he go evil and he just murders everyone. He's that fucking good as a villain. He's a great Superboy Prime was fucking an amazing villain. I love Superboy Prime. I can't hear Jim.
Oh, sorry. At one point, doesn't he even like build himself armor to make himself look like the Anti-Monitor?
Yep.
Was that what he wearing? Okay.
I don't know if that's something wearing, but yeah, he does get the armor and shit later on. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, I love Superboy Prime. They did such a good job on him. Over to Jim.
Alrighty. And my number 3, like I said, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I am, however, a big Star Trek fan. So I do have to give number 3 to Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile. Yeah, Captain Picard, admittedly not turning of his own volition, but still, Captain Picard turning evil by being assimilated by the Borg and becoming what is widely considered to be the best 2-parter in franchise history, and at the very least in Next Gen.
I'm gonna be fair. When you said Star Trek, I thought you were gonna say DS9 Jadzia because she started off slightly interesting and got progressively worse as a person, so she turned evil.
Argument to be made, but no.
Okay.
But
I
anyway,
thought you were
no.
going to say the Vulcans, because in Enterprise, they just wanted what was best for mankind. Then it turns out they were a dick. What?
See, I have to see Enterprise.
You do have to see Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yep, it's been a long road getting from there to here.
It has. I will forewarn you, Enterprise is the series where they had the brilliant idea. You know what we need? An excuse for cast members to regularly strip down and rub oil on each other.
I'm going to make the case it was still better than Voyager.
Yes, it was.
And Enterprise was good, and the reason it was written that way is, to be fair, Enterprise was written to kind of get some of the teenage demographic mixed in. It was good for its time.
I loved Voyager.
I'm sorry.
And I also find DS9 hard to get to sometimes.
So you're a horrible person. Fair enough. Anyway.
I mean, I just hate a lot of the main characters.
No, it's cool. Star Trek's not for everyone.
I do like Star Trek. I just
Nice.
specifically didn't care for DS9 as much as I'd like the other ones.
But yes, Picard as Lacunas was a great threat to the Enterprise because, of course, he knew the ship and the crew better than anybody, and so they had to work against the knowledge that they had. There was that great saying of, Captain Picard wrote the book on this ship, and it's like, well, maybe it's time you threw that book away. And so he was just a great villain that was this threat like you would never have expected Picard to turn against them. And the fact that they turned him and then it cliffhung for a summer break, for a between season break, and it was like, oh shit, where's it gonna go? So it was just incredibly well done. And the fact that Lacunas haunted Picard for the rest of forever, the fact that he had that connection to the Borg, the fact that it was always in his mind remembering that horrible experience, it really helped shape who he was as a character. That's far no further. Anyway, number 2, Stacey.
Oh, my number 2 was in that Captain America comic that I saw where he was got mind wiped and he was all about Hydra.
Ah, yes, Secret Empire caps.
Yes, that was pretty fucking interesting.
I do agree that was a good story, even if some of the explanation for why it happened was a little it was still a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that. When he was like, oh, hail Hydra the whole time. Fuck off.
Alright, cool. Mole. 2.
Number 2 for mine. And I believe my picture is animated for this one.
Ooh.
I think his hair blowing. But yeah, I went with Majin Vegeta.
Magic Vegeta?
Majin Vegeta.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's
Majin?
Majin?
Basically,
I'm assuming it's Vegeta fused with Majin Buu.
No, it's not. I was about to say, but Jin kept interrupting. But yeah, basically, the power of Majin, which is why he has the M on his head, is basically an evil power source, which is what they were given to him by Babidi and stuff. He was evil, then he turned good, then he kind of resisted the fact he was good, and he wanted ultimate power again. So he literally chose to become evil just to get a power up to try and fight Goku, his rival. And it lasts one fight. Then at the end of the fight, he sort of knocks Goku unconscious and goes and blows himself up to save his son. So he redeems himself afterwards, but he literally turns himself evil just to fight Goku. Because he wants to bring out the full evilness of Vegeta. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And if you like Dragon Ball and you see Goku and Vegeta, you wanted to see them fight one more time, and this was an excuse to do that one last time. That was cool. Over to Jim, who's clearly muted.
Over to me, indeed. That was a good one, Mo.
Spoilers, by the way. Pew's number 1 is going to be Abid from Community. It's not. I wouldn't be a dick if I thought. If I thought it would be, I wouldn't have put that on there.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't have an actual picture of the character for this one because I'm a librarian and I have to do a book thing.
Books have covers.
They do, and that's why I have the cover here.
It's how we judge them.
Some people do, even though they shouldn't. But yes, it's hard to read the title there because it's so bright, but this is Brandon Sanderson's Firefight. It's a sequel to a book called Steelheart that I've talked about on frequent videos.
Hey.
I could have just held the book up. I have it over there, but I was too lazy to get it. Anyway, In Firefight and in the previous book, we established the character of Professor Jonathan Phaedrus, or Prof as he's known, who is the leader of the Reckoners, the good guy group that the main character, David, joins to try to fight off the evil superpower people. And we see Prof as the good leader throughout the first book. You know, we have, you know, yeah, we're going to take out the epics, but we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do, you know, we're going to do it ethically. We're going to save innocence. You know, the fact that he created these amazing inventions for everyone to use in order to you know, inventions that could heal and provide shielding and could help them with their mission to go against superpowered people, along with their guns and stuff, obviously. And this is a spoiler. If you have not read Steelheart, don't listen to this. This is a spoiler. At the end,
really read it. Like, come on, people. Like,
yeah. Anyway, at the end of Steelheart,
wait, eventually it'll become a movie, and it'll be much better.
It probably will. I wouldn't surprise me if they made a movie out of this. It will be a good movie. But anyway, at the end of the first book, we find out that Prof himself is actually an epic, one of the superpowered people. But it's explained that the deal with superpowered people is the more they use their powers, the more evil they become. The reason for that is explained in the third book. But basically, Prof came to the conclusion that, okay, if I just don't use my powers, I can keep myself under control and I won't turn evil. And he had been not using his powers and fighting it off because the devices that he invented were not actually inventions. He was a power person who could share his powers, and the more he did that, the less evil he was, and he was able to stay good and lead the resistance of the good guys. But when the second book comes around, one of the main plot points of the second book is another character that I'm not even going to bother talking about, who's the main villain of the second book, uses Prof, forces him to use his powers on a large scale to save people's lives, and basically forces him to become the evil epic known as Limelight that he, as she says, he was always meant to be. And he turns into this mega fucking villain that almost kills the main character, David, and whom, over the course of the third book, is one of the main villains they have to fight off, and of course try to save him from, you know, because they know that the good Phaedrus is still in there and they want to save him. And he becomes this amazing badass villain who like almost kills people, and he's got real incredible level powers because number one, he's got a healing factor, and number two, he's got shield powers, so he can like make a shield disc and fly around on it. He can shield himself. He's got the ability to disintegrate matter. Like, he's insanely powerful, and it makes him an incredible threat because it was established a lot of all the things that he could do. But then when he turns evil and he starts actually combining this shit and using it in unique ways to actually be evil, you're like, oh my god.
oh my god.
I like, wow, like that's fucking powerful and evil, and it was just really, really good and really well done to read, and I thought they did a great job with it. So,
all right,
Professor Phaedrus is Firefight. That guy. Over to Pew. Let's do number ones.
Okay, my number one, I felt like he's always on the balance between good and evil, but he's mostly evil. Magneto, banana, because Magneto's awesome, and he's good enough that he can be good on occasion.
He has been a hero.
Yeah,
he has.
So yeah, he's awesome, and I love Magneto, especially him being portrayed in the newest version of him. Like, that actor is fantastic. So yeah, Magneto. Woo!
Nice.
Mole.
And jealous.
Oh fuck! I didn't even think of that. God damn it!
we literally watched last night.
I did.
Literally, the way he turns evil is he has sex. Because he's not allowed to experience with his curse to get a soul, because his curse is his soul is a curse, unlike Spike's. But basically, he's not allowed a moment of happiness, of true perfect happiness. And when he basically has sex with Buffy, he has a moment of pure happiness. He goes out into the rain, starts to go as he's evil, bites into someone, sucks out the smoke. And you're like, oh shit, he's fucking evil. And he's a magnificent bastard whenever he's Angelus. And we see Angelus come up a few times in Angel later on and stuff, but he's fucking cool. Angelus is fucking cool.
Angel is a few times in Angel?
I said Angelus appears a few times in Angel.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like,
Angelus.
he's kind of his title name.
No, his alternate version, Angelus, does appear a few times in that, and it's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite being, well, one of my favorite things was I joked to Simon about, was I absolutely fucking love in season 4, I think it was, of Angel, when he finds out a Slayer has come to town. He's like, oh shit, And he's like, which one's it going to be? Is it going to be Buffy or is it going to be Faith? Oh shit. So he picks up the phone and he's like, hi, is Buffy there? He's like, oh yeah, she's here. I'll just get her for you now. He's like, thanks. Hangs up the phone and goes, okay, it's the other one. And you're like, that's fucking brilliant. I was like, that's fucking genius. I'm sorry, that's so subtle and genius. Like, as Angelus, he's evil. But yeah. I'm not going to give too much of what he does, though, but it's fucking, you'll see. It's evil.
All right.
Over to Jim for his number 1.
Yes. And I know a lot of people don't like the franchise around this particular DC plotline, but I really enjoy it, so I'm counting it because.
Oh god, you're going to Injustice, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm going Injustice Superman.
Does that count?
Yeah.
We don't see him as a hero. We only see him as a hero for like 2 seconds before he kills Joker.
Well, we see him as a hero because it's the exact same universe as the one. So we see him as a hero, and we just see 2 alternate ways that world could have gone. Because okay, he's obviously, they stop Joker and he stays good, or he kills Lois and turns into that.
But as they mention in there, it's the same thing with regular DC. It's a multiverse. That's why there's multiple characters. And it's a case of that one, we only see him kill Joker and then go evil. We don't really see him as a hero.
I'm kind of on the fence with this one just because Superman, you kind of know him as good because he's Superman, but that's in the same line of it's like a flashback and all that shit, which doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's off mainly.
That's okay. We forgive you, though.
Okay, my bad. All right. Well, yeah, it was Injustice Superman just because I thought it was really interesting to see. Even though it was a little weak, like, that Superman would turn that fast. I did like how it was initially a concept of I'm going to instill justice and stop all the bad things in the world because I have the power to do that and I can create a utopia. And then it just went so far overboard. And it just got more and more ridiculous and crazy as it went on. And he just like so much, like he got a yellow lantern ring and he's just murdering people. Like it's like evil Superman was fucking terrifying. Like it was a well done evil Superman, even if the reasons for him becoming evil were not all that well done.
So sure, would his name become Super Evil Man?
You would think, but at any rate, Injustice Superman. In particular, I do recommend. While the games are good, if you get a chance to read the Injustice comics, they really delve a lot more into what evil Superman has done and the plot lines that led up to the Injustice universe. Because in that, it does start off at the point of the divert. I actually know. Because in the comics, they do actually show Superman as being good at first because, we see him saving some people. We see that we see him find out Lois is pregnant and be very pleased about that. We see him hang out with Bruce a little bit. And then there is the moment of the nuke and the Joker and Lois and the evilness. So in the comic, anyway, there is some of him being a hero.
Okay.
You didn't use the comic, you used the game.
Yeah, you did use the game.
That's what you
Touche.
said.
I did use the game version of Superman, but...
I would also make the case to people, well, if you want to see an evil Superman, just read Red Sun.
Yes, I need to read that. I've heard that's very good.
That's way better.
Yes. Or, as Paul pointed out earlier, just go check out Superboy Prime.
Yep, Superboy Prime was cool.
All right, so any honorable mentions at the end here?
I was thinking of shit. 1 second.
I don't remember shit. 1 second. What was he in?
Oh, Deathstroke from the Arrowverse, the TV one. He was.
I was gonna give an honorable to him, but I was like,
yeah.
I don't know if he counts as a hero because he was just a mercenary on an island.
Well, he was kind of nice to what's his face on the island. He wasn't 100% dick.
What's his face? You mean Oliver, the main character?
Yeah. Well, I kind of tuned out to Arrow, so it's only Supergirl, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow for me.
I'll admit, I've started kind of tuning out Supergirl. After what they did with Rain, I was like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, Rain was kind of like, what the fuck is that?
Only because I've read Rain in the comics, and with Rain and how they've done Jimmy, I'm like, no, fuck off.
If you know something from Arrow, and I could be completely wrong here because I haven't watched the show, but didn't one of the Speedies turn evil in that show too? Or am I just thinking?
Not really. I mean, sort of, but not really.
Yeah, okay.
But yep.
I mean, the only Speedy is the sister, and the sister was never really evil.
I also had one on my list that I was going to put as an honorable mention, but I personally wouldn't count it.
Okay.
I think it's an honourable mention. Aizen from Bleach.
Oh yeah, he's pretty sweet.
He's so nice and lovable, but the only reason I wouldn't count it is when he turns evil, you find out he was never nice. He was only faking it the whole time. That's why I'm like, oh, he didn't make my list. But he was, when he turns evil, he's fucking brilliant. And he proves to Clark Kent disguise because he takes his glasses off and just goes, flips his hair, and he's fucking evil.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
So
also
that-
Jean Grey was on my list too. You know, or
Yeah,
honorable mention.
That's
Yeah.
good. So anyway, that was our final countdown for the month, and we do thank you for joining us, and thank you too for joining me, of course. And I do encourage everybody to stay tuned next month, because for the month of August, we're going to be counting down, let's see here, our top 5 hero vehicles or mounts, I guess.
And we also need to discuss it after this with Wen and plan it out, because you haven't done the meeting yet. All next month is going to be Power Ranger Awards.
Yes.
It's going to be, I'm going to have to say this because Jim said if I don't, he's going to kill a cat. It'll be more phenomenal.
Close enough.
Yay.
But yes, next month, August, in August, we'll hit the exact 25th anniversary of the Power Rangers. So we're going to celebrate that with a great suggestion from Mole of counting down our best and worst from the different eras of Power Rangers.
Yep, we're going to split it into 3 or 4, I think. 4 it is. It's Zordon era, post Zordon era, Disney, New Saban.
Yep.
Yay.
So,
and also next month we're hoping to review Ready Player One.
yes, that's a great movie.
That is a great movie. Very different to the book, but I'm okay with the changes because it worked for a film.
Yeah, I really want to read the book. I'm very, very much intending to do that. All right. But until then, we'll see you next time, folks.
Woo.
Peace.